Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, both Bitcoin and Ethereum have just broken below key levels of support on the daily time frame, while a new bearish signal is flashing right now on larger time frames, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, starting off with this new bearish signal that is flashing right now on the 3-day Bitcoin chart in the super trend indicator. And in case you're new to this channel and you don't know what this super trend indicator is, it basically tells us what the larger trend is for the price of Bitcoin here on the larger timeframes. And historically speaking, this indicator has been very accurate on the 3-day time frame. It's not 100% accurate, but it is very close to 100% accurate. For example, during the 2020 to 2021 bull market, this super trend indicator remained in the green the entire time on the 3-day time frame, all the way up until around April to May 2021, which is where this indicator flipped into the red. And at that stage, we saw a massive crash and a multi-month correction in the price of Bitcoin, all the way until around mid 2021, and around late July, early August 2021, this indicator flipped back into the green just before a multi-month long bullish trend. And of course, late 2021, around December 2021 to January 2022, this indicator flipped back into the red, confirming that we're beginning a larger bearish trend on the larger time frames. And of course, this super trend indicator stayed in the red the entire time, all the way up until January this year. And of course, at that point, it flipped back into the green. And since January this year, we have seen a multi-month long bullish trend all the way up until the beginning of March, which is where we have now, of course, started to see some more bearish price action kick in. And right now, this super trend indicator is flashing a bearish reversal signal on the 3-day time frame. But for this signal to be confirmed, we need to confirm this 3-day candle close below around $20,000. And in case you're wondering, the next 3-day candle close at the time of recording this video is in around 17 hours from now. So in less than a day, we're going to see a 3-day candle close. And if the price is under $20,000 when that happens, then that would essentially confirm this bearish reversal signal and this flip from green to red in the 3-day super trend indicator. And so based on all of that, if we do end up seeing that confirmation once again, then that will confirm a larger bearish trend forming on the larger timeframes like this 3-day Bitcoin chart. But in case you were wondering, this indicator zoomed out to the weekly time frame has not actually flashed a bearish reversal signal as of right now. And so at least on the weekly Bitcoin chart, we would need to see a break below around $17,000 in order to flip this indicator back into the red again here on the weekly time frame. But just keep in mind, when you're looking at this indicator on the weekly time frame, even though it is still very accurate in terms of the bullish trends and the bearish trends on the much larger time frames, if you're on the weekly time frame, this indicator takes longer to flip from red to green or from green to red compared to the 3-day time frame. So we usually see the reversal signal in this indicator on the 3-day chart first, and then often it follows on the weekly time frame later on. So even though it is not happening on the weekly time frame right now, considering it is flashing on the 3-day chart to start with, this is still not good news for Bitcoin when you're talking about the larger trends at play. But anyway, now taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, as we can see here, this bearish divergence is still strongly affecting the price of Bitcoin, as I've been talking about pretty much every day over the last 2 weeks. And so once again, we should not be expecting any significant bullish momentum anytime soon due to this bearish divergence playing out. And of course, we've seen that strong rejection from this resistance, which has not changed on the daily time frame. And as for support on the daily Bitcoin chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is running into this area in the volume profile indicator. But keep in mind, we have a massive gap in the traded volume volume below $19,000. More specifically, this gap starts at around 18.8K, which means if the price of Bitcoin drops below 18.8K, then we could end up seeing a quick drop to this next area of support in the volume profile indicator, which is sitting at around 17,500. So basically 18.8K is an important level to pay attention to here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is starting to run into this area of support, which really starts at around 20,000 and goes all the way down towards around 18.8K. So it's not a specific level of support, more of a range or an area of support on the daily time frame. And if you want more specific levels of support, I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, while we're still on this chart, looking at the daily Bitcoin RSI, and obviously this bearish divergence is still playing out, but right now the daily Bitcoin RSI is beginning to dip into oversold territories for the first time since that low back in November. And so basically what this usually means for the price of Bitcoin is that we're getting somewhat near a local bottom at the very least, not necessarily the bottom, but at least reaching some sort of low in the price of Bitcoin where we could see a bounce sometime soon, because once again, the RSI is oversold, telling us that we have gone too far to the downside too quickly, and we need a little bit of time in the shorter term to essentially stabilize and recover from this drop before potentially continuing lower later on, because we still have those bearish signals playing out. So essentially, overall, we are still more bearish than bullish, but just in the shorter term, we could be due to see some sort of bounce pretty soon, potentially over the next 1 to 2 days or so, due to the fact that this RSI is oversold now on the daily time frame, and the price is running into a bit of support here in the volume profile indicator. And speaking of levels of support, taking a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool from swing low to swing high on the linear scale, as we can see here, the price of Bitcoin has just broken below the 50% retracement level, which was sitting at around 20.3K approximately. But we still have the golden pocket level of support, which is the most important Fibonacci level, and that starts at around 19.2K, going down towards around 18.8K. And so once again, 18.8K is a very significant level, because if 18.8K gets broken, the next lowest Fibonacci level is sitting at around 17,500, which lines up almost perfectly with what the volume profile indicator is showing on the daily time frame. Once again, the lowest end of this price range is at around 18.8K, and then we have a large gap in support, and the next support in this volume profile indicator starts at around 17,500, very similar to these Fibonacci levels. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and obviously, as I've been saying every day over the last 2 weeks, this bearish divergence is still putting a lot of bearish pressure on the price. And just over the last 1 day, the price of ETH has officially confirmed a break below 1.5K with a daily candle close, which is confirming bearish price structure on the daily time frame. And if you're looking at the volume profile indicator, we actually have a major gap in traded volume, which is basically a major gap in support, which is why right now at the time of recording this video, we're basically seeing a quick drop to the downside, almost straight to the downside, and the next significant area of support in the volume profile indicator on the daily time frame starts at around 1340 to 1350 and goes down towards around 1260 to 1270. But the majority of this support in the volume profile indicator is really sitting in between around 1270 to 1.3K. And now keep in mind, we do have a little bit of short-term support right here, which is sitting at around 1390, but that is not as significant as the support in between 1270 to 1.3K. And also, just like Bitcoin on the daily time frame, here in the daily Ethereum RSI, this is getting very close to oversold territories, which means sometime soon we could be due to see a bit of a bounce or some sort of short-term relief or consolidation, basically a pause from the bearish price action in order to essentially reset this RSI, which could give us a little bit more room to the downside later on. But as of right now, the daily Ethereum RSI is not yet actually in oversold territories. It's extremely close, but it's not yet there, which means we could end up going to the downside a little bit further, perhaps until we get towards this area of support, which I just spoke about. And as for resistance on the daily time frame, 1.5k should now be acting as important resistance, not only because that's an important technical level, but also we have a lot of traded volume around that area. And as for other levels of support on the daily time frame, taking a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool from swing low to swing high on the logarithmic scale, as you can see, just recently the price has broken below 1450, which was the 38.2% Fibonacci level, and right now the next area of support based on these Fibonacci retracement levels is sitting at around 1360 to 1370, but more importantly, we have the golden pocket sitting at around 1270 to 1290, which is very interesting because that is sitting almost exactly where this volume profile range is sitting at. Once again, according to the volume profile indicator on the daily time frame, we have a lot of support in between around 1270 to 1.3k, and based on the golden pocket, the important Fibonacci range, that is sitting in between around 1270 to 1290, very similar to that previous price range of support which I just spoke about. And now if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto even if the price is crashing, then make sure to watch the video in the top left of your screen right now, because that video in the top left shows you how to make money in crypto even if the price is dumping, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.